Hello guys, this is what if Naruto was secretly a girl and a prodigy? Now, all right. So let's start this off. And Naruto is at the age of 13 after doing a wave mission. Naruto will lose basically control and will break the genjutsu that was in the appearance seal that was on her, placed by her father in the QB. She will break through those seals fairly easily, which reveals her true form. And she will be actually at the height of 5'8", with C cup breasts, curvy waist, with blonde hair with red streaks in it. Now, Sasuke will see this, like after he wakes back up at the Haku, and this is after Gado was talking about taking, like he was kicking Haku's body, and Zabuza not doing nothing. She would basically lose it, and she would charge at Gado in basically her Kekkei Genkai of the Uzumaki clan, which is a chocolate Kekkei Genkai. She will have two Kekkei Genkais, by the way. So the first one, which is the Uzumaki Chakra, which it will basically for her would make swords appear. And these swords are fairly strong. These swords can stab into anything or break anything that they slice into, including mountains or even a tail beast. If it sliced into a tail beast, it would split the tail beast or basically disrupt the tail beast chakra. Now, she'll use her Kekkei Genkai to slaughter all of Gado men, including Gado. But before, and then she would. But before that, Zabuza would also been impaled by a few ninjas as or the few of the bandits because he was trying to kill Gado. He would die right next to Haku, but before he dies, he then says, "You girl," and he points at Naruko. Naruko realized that she was a girl the whole time, would then blink she would blink go, she would then scream, "Wait, I'm a fucking girl!" And so, um, and so Naruko would then kind of go up to him and be like, "Yes." And she says, like, with a shaky voice, he would then says, "You're Uzumaki, aren't you?" That's when she would nod her head. It says, "My last name is Naruto." Well, my name, I guess, is Naruko Uzumaki. I guess that's what I'm going to go by now. Then he says, "Look, Naruko, here's my hideout location." And he gives her a scroll. And he says, "I want you to take everything. Everything. Don't leave a single thing left." And he will pass away next to Haku. When he gets back to when Naruto Kakashi gets back to Tazuna that's when Sakura should be like, Naruto? Naruto will look at her and be like, "Well, you didn't call me Naruto, I guess." And she would then starts to walk away. And she's going through like the first kill and basically of her killing all of those bandits at once and massacring everybody, including Gado. And so Gado would look at what's it called? I mean, not Gado, but entering all of them, like all the villagers stuff, also witnessed what she did, which now Naruto started to walk back. Inari didn't say anything, but when Naruto got back to Tazunami house, she went straight to sleep, where she started to have a little bit of nightmares. But this is what surprised her. It's when the QB brought her into the cell and says, "Kit, come here." And she went close to the cell. He would then wrap a tail around her and bring her into the cage. He would then nuzzle his nose with, on her cheek, and he would use his tail to wipe away one of her tears. She would be shocked that Karma's actually, or the QB is being nice to her. This is when the QB introduced himself. He said, "My name is Naruto." Okay. Okay. He then says, "Kid, my name is Karma." and I'm the Nine Tailed Fox. But most people think that I'm a demon, even though I was sent here by Kami to help protect this land. And basically, she was explained to Naruko now about her family and basically that also he was sent here to make sure she stays alive due to her being the child of prophecy and to help her accomplish her dreams and basically whatever else she wants. This is where she was in her Kurama. Kurama would then shrink down to his human form. This is where he would hug her back and basically they would sit there in this grass field because Kurama has full control over the seal. Even though like because the Shinigami was told by coming to let him have control whenever to change the appearance of the seal, but Naruto has the full control of the seal. So it turned to a grass field, and Naruto would be laying on top of Kurama, and she would be snuggled deep into his arms. This is where Kurama would tell her the truth about killing and that it's never easy, but once you get used to it, like eventually you will basically you would never get used to it, and that's what makes you a human. And Naruto nod her head. She'll sniffle, basically say thank you, Kurama. And this is where Kurama says, "Oh, and do you think you can maybe give me me a little bit more room? Because whenever I'm in my fox form, my tails are kind of, you know." And she sees how small the area actually is. And she then makes it where the cage would disappear, and it's actually now a collar around his neck, and it said "seal." And Kurama would smile, and he would nuzzle his head against hers, and she would kind of start to giggle. This is where she'll come out of her mindscape and basically be approached by Kakashi. And Kakashi would go over and he would see that she was sweating and kind of had tears down her eyes. And Kakashi would basically hug her and say, "Listen, Naruko, there's a reason why." He would basically explain the same thing Kurama did, but she nods, she kind of hugs him. And Kakashi, he's just basically holding her and he says, "So, do you want to go get the stuff that Zabuza has left for you?" He even here's also his sword, and she'll take the executioner blade. Now, when Zabuza, now Narco, she thinks that she's gonna, and by the way, she is very strong. She kind of hides some of her abilities due to no, actually no, never mind. She'll be getting more abilities because Kakashi would then explains, "I want to train you more now since I know that you have your Keiki Genkais of the Uzumaki clan, and you're gonna need. I hope I can help you improve them to your best of your abilities. But when we get back to the village, this is what I'm gonna need you to get." And basically, what she's wearing now in this picture is what she's gonna be wearing on the on missions and training. But instead of not having a shirt, she's gonna have on like a small red shirt. No, a small black shirt. It's gonna be a small black shirt with a trench coat and some black pants. No, gray pants. My bad. Or she's gonna be wearing a white komodo with white pants. So yeah. But but Naruko, she and Kakashi tell her to get more clothes, get a katana, or any type of sword that she really wants. So she will get a katana, a ninjato, dual ninjatos. Yeah, so she's planning on getting those. And this is where Kakashi then says, "Also be ready because I'm taking you to the library." And here's the secret about the Shadow Clone Jutsu. I wasn't going to tell you, but I decided that you are worthy to know. This is where she looks at Kakashi in his eyes and be like, "What do you mean?" Then she says, "Well, the Shadow Clone Jutsu was normally made for reconnaissance, which means that which is the reason why it's also forbidden jutsu. It's not only because of chakra reserves, but also it can damage. It can basically mess up your mind and stuff, like memory overload." And she was tilt her head to the side, and Kakashi goes, "Basically, what I'm trying to say is the Shadow Clone can transfer memories back to the original when it dispelled." And she goes, "Oh, yes." So Kakashi says, I will be taking you to the library personally. I need to get you books on taijutsu styles and books on Kenjutsu styles and chakra control for elemental affinities. Since you do have high cage chakra reserves, or no, he's gonna say you got cage chakra reserves, but you have no control. You have probably academy level or not even that due to your high chakra reserves. She'll nod her head again. This is where Kakashi then says, also, I feel like you will have a knack to medical ninjutsu due to your Uzumaki heritage. So, therefore, I will have you books on the human anatomy, but not only that, you will need to memorize all of this. I'll also try to find someone that specializes in medical ninjutsu to help train you. I'll also get one of my old ex Umbu comrades named Kat. If she trusts you, she will tell you her name. But I will ask her politely to help train you in Kenjutsu, since she is a better Kenjutsu user than I am. And also, I will ask Kurenai to help train you in Genjutsu. And also about the human body, due to you now becoming a female, and you need to know about the female body. She'll nod her head again, and she will hug Kakashi tightly. Kakashi then says, Naruko. Cause that's what she said to Zabuza when he heard Naruko talking to Zabuza. She'll look at him again and be like, "Do you want to go get Zabuza's things now, or you wanna wait till tomorrow?" She then says, if we go, can I get a piggyback ride?" Basically, Kakashi shakes his head up and down, and she did, and it's a yes, and basically, she gets on Kakashi back. Kakashi would then take her to Zabuza's hideout, as she then explains to him where it is at through the piece of paper. Once they're there, they will see this huge scroll. They will see a bunch of bookshelves on ninjutsu, kenjutsu, taijutsus, shurikens, kunais, senbons, and basically all the stuff that he would need to train her in. He would go wide eyed. He'd be like, "Okay, here's this scroll. I'm gonna show you how to seal things." There's even books on Funjutsu. This is when something caught her eye. She's like, "Kakashi, look at that black trench coat and that sword. It has the Uzumaki symbols on it." Because she knows of the Uzumaki clan symbols due to her and telling her of the Uzumaki clan when she became a Genin. And Kakashi Wanada says, "I think only you can touch those. So if you want to, you can go grab it. I will seal all this other things into the scroll for you." She will shake her. She will nod her head. She will grab it. This is where she'll also find a book, this book of the not Uzumaki Codex, but a book made by Hagoromo Otsutsuki, which explains about the how to master every element. She will also take that book and put it in the cloak, which also has a seal on it to store anything like any type of books or anything for her. And there's another seal on the cloak, and she accidentally put chakra into it, which made her go invisible. Kakashi then says, "Naruko, Naruko." She then stops channeling chakra into the cloak and goes, "I'm right here." I guess this sword helps me go. I mean, this cloak helps me go invisible. And I'm guessing since you couldn't sense me or smell me, you didn't know where I was, or that it hides that as well. Kakashi then nods and then goes, okay. And she would pull the sword out. As she pulled the sword out, she would see also two daggers and in a sight. She would pick those up also and sealing them into the jacket, which sealed the where the book is sealed as well. Now Kakashi goes, okay, that's very interesting. I didn't think you would pick those up. She then says, yeah. And Kakashi says, well, I finished sealing all of the scrolls. She then grabbed the huge scroll and sealed it also into her trench coat. Kakashi goes, that trench coat is going to come pretty handy. She then nods her head, and Kakashi goes, do you want another piggyback ride back to the house? Kakashi doesn't really care because he can feel Naruko's boots are pressed against his head, which his perverted mind is kind of giggling on the inside, but he doesn't show it on the outside. And he's looking like very serious about that question. Naruko would nod her head as in affirmative, as in yes, and this is when Kakashi would bend down. She would jump on his. She would basically get on his back, and they would go back to Tazuna house. This is when it's late at night. They just got done eating dinner. This is where Kakashi was talking to Naruko about killing, And he was about to leave until Naruto grabbed his arm and said, "Please stay." And he was then nod his head and lay down with her. Naruto would cuddle into Kakashi, putting her head across his chest, and basically their legs wrapped or entangled with each other. This is the side that Sasuke and Sakura found him in the next day, as uh, as they see Naruto and Kakashi. Sakura screams, says, "Naruto, Kakashi, what are y'all doing?" And this will scare Kakashi and Naruto, as they thought that they were under attack, and they put out weapons very quickly. Like she would pick up Zabuza's sword, which is now also due to Zabuza dying. And this sword basically goes to the person that will wish it to go to. And Zabuza wished that like basically it infused with her chakra, and so now the sword can only be wielded by Naruto. So when Sasuke then says, "Why do you have that sword?" This is where she then says, "Well, Zabuza gave it to me." This is where Sasuke says, "Then I demand you hand me over that sword. You don't really need it." This is when Naruto then goes, "No, I'm tired of not being treated as a ninja and everybody just looking down upon me. If you want Sasuke, which you can get anything in the village." Due to your influence in the civilian council kissing your ass, just ask them to forge your sword or something. As she then looks at Kakashi, Kakashi then says, "Alright, Narco, I need you to make about 25 shadow clones, and you need to take them to the lake outside to practice water walking." As she nods, and she will open up the window and jumps out. She'll make about 25 shadow clones, which all went to go do the water walking exercise. Also, Tazunami finding some flexible clothes gave it to Naruko. After finding out that Naruko is now a female. Um, Naruko, she was thankful, and also some of the clones took off what they had on. Like, this is why now she looks just like this in the picture to do the water walking, because she also joined them. Sasuke and Sakura would be like, while she's trying to learn water walking. It's Sasuke would be like, Kakashi Sensei, and this is where Kakashi goes, "Sasuke, you're not even really supposed to be up and moving. You're supposed to be laying down due to you being put in a devil-like state." Sakura help him back to his room to let him get some sleep. Cause now, cause Tazuna, he gave Naruto his room and was sleeping on the floor. I mean, not on the floor, but on the couch, due to knowing that now Naruto's gonna need to run to herself after what happened. This is where Sasuke would, you give Kakashi a glare and basically goes to his room where Sakura attempts to help him, but he pushes her away. And while he slowly limps to the room due to his legs and stuff still being a little stiff. This is where Kakashi go outside and see Naruko. She's almost got the hang of water walking. And he was like, so I see that your clones have been you and your clones have been putting in work really quickly. She then nods her head. This is when he goes, I wonder since you have your second Genkai activated, it will help you in your chakra control. It makes it perfect. And she would kind of shrug her shoulder because even though she does have perfect chakra control right now, she doesn't know how to do the exercise, which she has to learn the exercise. Kakashi would nod and goes, "Okay, so let's take out that scroll and let's find a book on taijutsu." She would open up the scroll and think of the taijutsu book stuff, where Kakashi would then see one taijutsu style called Devil Legs, and another one called Whirlpool Fist. He would then give her both scrolls and says, "Have you make multiple shadow clones? Two of them read the scrolls. All of the what's it called? All the katas, and also and have them practice it." And so she would do that as her other clones are now working on the water walking. This is where Kakashi then says, "All right, me and you are going to do physical workouts." And she nods her head. This is where Kakashi then says, "All right, come on." And they will sell, of course, back to Taijusa bookshelves and sell basically sell the bookshelf back into the cloak. Now, if anyone else tries to pick up the cloak as she takes it off, it's too heavy for them. Basically, you have to have like high joining level control. I mean, not joining level, but high cage level control of your chakra, and have cage reserve in order to take it off due to how the seals are made. So Naruko and Kakashi would be doing push-ups, sit-ups. They would do a lap around the hidden or in the wave village, and this is where Kakashi would and says, "Okay." And Naruko is puffing very badly. She's like, "Whew, that was a long run." Kakashi nods his head and says, "Well, I hope you are ready because her other clones are down doing water walking and they're now trying to spar on the water." And this is where he then says, "I want you to dismiss your clones." She would dismiss her clones and she would get like a mini headache. This is where Kakashi then goes. For now on, I want you to have clones working on your calligraphy. And she would nod, and she would make 5 clones, and she would say, "Go work on calligraphy." And she would hand them some scrolls, which now they just work on just like writing to improve their writing. This is where Kakashi says, "Now, since you also knows the taijutsu and kenjutsu of your style, let's have a sparring match." Now, due to her being fairly new to the style, even though her clones were working on it, she also was able to put Kakashi on the run for a little bit of his money, but not a lot. He would still be able to easily like he's going low tuning speeds, and she's going faster. She's at mid tuning speed. So no, Kakashi's at high tuning speed. She's at mid tuning speeds, and this is where she would deliver one hard blow by using her chakra and her punch, which would send Kakashi flying. Then she will charge at Kakashi and delivers a kick to his side, which he blocks very easily. And even though it's a chakra enhanced kick, he still gets sent to the water, which he now lands on the water standing up. He then said, "Very good, Naruko. Alright, let's call it a day for now. While your clones are practicing on calligraphy, I want you to have clones practice on the next chakra control, which is kunai spinning." And basically, he says you can do this inside Tazuna room if he's not in there. But if he is, I want you to come to my room. And so she nods her head, and they look inside. They take a shower. They eat lunch, and Kakashi then Kakashi and Narcos in Kakashi room as they're spinning kunai as she's spinning kunai with her chakra. She's able to hold it up for 30 minutes, which is good for a first timer. This is where Kakashi then says, "Alright, Naruko, we're gonna start meditating. As you meditate, I want you to basically this is to help calm you down, and also this would be good if you ever feel like you need something to do to relax. Meditating helps relax your body, and also it helps improve your chakra control. If you didn't know that." She would nod her head as as um as Kakashi would then says, "Alright, meditate." And her sensory ability would now be activated as she can sense everybody in the house and a little bit farther away. When she asks Kakashi why she can do this, she would then says, "So I see now you have unlocked your sensory ability. As a Uzumaki, you are also known as sensors as well. If you remember the Hokage Sama telling you that." She would nod, and Kakashi then goes, "Well, alright, we will practice on your sensory ability tomorrow. We're done training for the day. Let's take a break. Do not overburn your chakra or stretch your chakra coils because you can cause a tear." She'll nod her head, and basically she'll be a little tired. Now this is still around like lunchtime, and they don't really have nothing to do. This is where Kakashi will pull out a book to start reading. Naruko, due to pulling out a book about the first level of flame jutsu, she will basically go over shit in Kakashi lab because she doesn't really knows if it's she never really done it and she kind of had the urge just to do it, so she was sitting in Kakashi lab. Kakashi would look at her for a second and then back to his book as they would both just be sitting there reading. Kakashi then says, "Naruko, why did you choose to sit on my lap instead of where you were sitting earlier?" This is then where she goes, "I don't know. I just had the urge just to sit in your lap for some weird reason." And Kakashi would nod his head and goes, that's that's very weird." This is where Kakashi would then says, "Okay." He'll wrap his arms around her as he reads his book, and she will start reading her book on Full Jutsu. She will start to understand the Full Jutsu of making of a ceiling scroll, explosive tag, and a flash tag. This is where she then says, "Kakashi Sensei." And Kakashi goes, "Yes, Naruto." And she goes, "Kakashi, I want to be good in every ninja art, as or as good as I possibly could be. But not only that, I want to change my dream. Instead of being Hokage, I want to be the strongest ninja in the Leaf Village. And if I need to be Hokage, I will be." Kakashi then says, "Okay, is that it?" And then she looks and says, "Also, I want to have a family. But not only that, I want to have a family that I can protect and train them myself into being a strong ninja." Kakashi would nod and goes, "That's a very good dream. How about this? I'll help you with some of your dream. But if you want the last one, if you want me to help you with the family part, then you're gonna have to wait till Chinjoni." She would blush and say, "Kakashi." And Kakashi then goes, he would then choke and goes, "I was just playing Naruto. But if you do want that, then you can always let me know." She would then hit him upside the head, very not hard with chakra, but just a playful hit and be like, "I just might." And she started to tease him back. This is where Sasuke and Sakura would come in, and Sasuke be Kakashi Sensei, or Kakashi. He'd be like, "Kakashi, I want to be teach a jutsu." This is where Sakura goes, "Yeah, Kakashi Sensei, you shouldn't be messing with Naruko Baka." And Narcos is reading a book on Fujitsu. Kakashi is reading his little porn book. And this is Kakashi goes, "Sasuke, your chakra is not ready to be used. You still need more rest. Normally, if you get put in like that state, you're supposed to stay resting for 3 days until your chakra and then go back to normal. If you do it before then you can internally fry your chakra control. I mean, your chakra coils, but not only that, you can also mess up your limbs. So go back and lay down and only move for breakfast, lunch, and dinner for 3 days straight." This is where Sasuke would glare at Kakashi and Naruto and turn around and walk off with a huff and stomping his feet. Sakura would glare at Naruto and go away. This is where Naruto then goes, "Why did they just glare at me? I did nothing to them." This is where Kakashi goes, "Sasuke is probably jealous that I taught you personally how to do water walking. But not only that, also your taijutsu and kenjutsu style that you're now learning." And her kenjutsu style would be called the glass cutter. No, no, no. It would be called the whirlpool. No. I don't want to call her kenjutsu style. Mm, I'm gonna say her kenjutsu style is called Viper. But guys, I'll be leaving it off here. Um, be ready for part two very, uh, very soon. Peace.